And then before I know it, I hadn't even sat in the car and they went, right, off you go. And one guy goes off. I'm still trying to get the seat ready and everything. I go, I'll stick it on his door, so we slide in next, slide around for a little bit, get out. Everyone's standing there clapping. And I was like, holy fuck, you're Tom Cruise. And he was like, hey, man, good to meet you. And I was like...
Hello, it is Danny, host of the What's Happening podcast. You probably know me by now. Today's episode is brought to you by Grid. And if you're wondering, what is Grid? Grid's a sports and activewear brand that's got a massive collection ranging from shorts, to t-shirts, to tracksuits, to joggers, to hoodies, anything you need to help you stay active, stay fit, and stay comfortable. Now, get on this. When you go to the Grid official website, when you get to the checkout, if you use code Happenin20, you will receive a 20% discount, courtesy of ourselves, as a little thank you to all of you watching at home. Now, I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Let's get right back into the episode.
Hello and welcome back, episode 122 of the What's Happening podcast. Boom, brought to you by Grid. Hope you had a lovely week since we last checked in with you. Sam Tay's changed and Gary's back. Get on there. He's back from the land of the potatoes. How was it? Did you have a nice little couple of weeks?
Loads of spuds. You know what? It was nice.
It was nice
to get away. Nice to see the family. Nice to drink plenty of Guinness.
Well, Gary, enough about you, sir. Because in the studio this week, now I've not told you anything about this.
I'm excited.
So we are joined by Nathan Gerhold. Now, some of you might know who Nathan is, some of you might not, but we've had you booked in for a few weeks now. You messaged the page, said you wanted to come on.
100%.
And I looked into what you did, and straight away I was like, fucking absolutely. Because we've never had somebody with a more interesting profession.
Oh, did you hyping me up here
No,
too much?
no,
This
no,
is going to be a
no,
letdown.
I'm going to spit at you.
No. Listen, I promise you. And I haven't told Gary anything about you. I've done this a couple of times too, when if there's a guest coming in who I'm particularly excited for.
I'm so sorry, guys. Nothing but a letdown for you.
The 20 minutes or whatever that I've been blessed with your presence is satisfied me enough, so
Oh,
don't
bless you,
worry.
brother. Thank you.
Don't worry.
He says that to all the girls.
Yeah, you
Don't.
tease.
So
Me
Nathan-
bird watching this or don't?
So Nathan, right, give Gary, if you wouldn't mind, a little rundown as to what you do.
Okay. Well, most of the time, just a full-time legend. But part-time professional stunt driver. So I drive cars in live shows, movies, and TV shows, adverts, things like that. So
That's
usually driving some sort of weird and wonderful stuff. And
That
kind
is
of
cool.
got most known, and I'm sure we'll touch on that at some point, but Fast and Furious Live, which is brings me back to my roots. My first ever big gig was Fast and Furious display driver here in Liverpool. So I did
Stop
that,
it.
which is why I was
sick is
super
that?
excited to be with you boys here.
How did it even happen?
But it's like how long have we got? Because it's the longest story in
Get
the world,
into
and I
it.
don't want to bore your people because people will be tuning out.
This is why they're watching.
Stunt driver, yeah.
I started when I was 6 years old. And I know it sounds a bit bizarre. My dad had a field, and he bought me a Fiat 122. Do you remember a Fiat 126? Like the predecessor of a Fiat 500.
Yeah.
He bought me that when I was 6 years old, and I'll never forget. He goes, I got you this car.
Imagine you're having a buying you a whip at 6.
I was like, it seems weird now, but back then, like cars were filled cars. These were like 20 quid.
Yeah.
Now you can't get them.
Yeah.
And we just had this whole field, and it was a banger. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
it was a nail of a car. And he said, I was like, I can't drive. And he went, you will be by tomorrow. And he kind of padded it all out and got me to drive. Sorry, I keep hitting the mic.
Oh, that's good.
I'm not professional. I drive cars. I'm not very good with tech.
All right.
And it kind of led on from there, to tell the truth. It was, before you know it, I was kind of 7, 8, 9. I'd had about 10 different cars by that point,
is
just like
madness.
field cars. And to
Field
tell the truth,
cars.
I was probably better then than I am now.
Less fear.
Yeah, that's it. Now I'm fat and old. I'm like, oh, I get hurt doing this. And it kind of just led on from there. And then I never knew it was a career, to tell the truth. And I was just like bobbing
Very
around.
niche.
Playing in driving before you should be on the road with your mates and stuff like that. And I just thought, this is like, it's just, I could drive, but I didn't think it was a thing. And I did, like a red letter days, like you can take your other half rally driving for the day, or stunt driving. I went and did one of those days at 16 for my 16th birthday.
I was better than the instructor.
No, I wish. I thought I was. That was. Do you know, they schooled me hard, and it was like a 4-wheel drive day, and it was with the boss, and he does a lot of rallying and everything.
Okay.
And he kind of said, "Do you want to be our Saturday boy?" And from there, I did that, and I was just cleaning the cars, and they schooled me. And to be honest with you, I was a
That's
16-year-old
cool.
kid, thought I knew it all, and I was working with some of the top rally drivers from like the late 70s, early 80s, and they just showed me the ropes, and it kind of led on from there. Before you know it, I'm here with you fine people doing stuff like this.
That's intriguing,
How did it come about doing the work with Fast and Furious?
So that was kind of, to be honest with you, it was a big break in my career and kind of the highlight of my career was that. I've done a few movies and bits, but that was the real kind of pinnacle for me, the best bit. So that was back in 2017, I'm going to say. I heard of an audition for it. So they were doing an audition, and basically they wanted to recreate the scenes from the movie with the cast from the movies in a live action arena. And I saw this audition call and thought, I'm going to go for it because like stuff like that doesn't ever happen.
Yeah.
I've been
I just hope I don't
teaching
get the scene where Paul dies.
that's
That's real life, innit? Sorry.
I got no comment on that. There goes the rest of my career.
Probably got the source of a thing going to be fair because I've had them here instead.
Yeah, sorry, lads. Might as well have. Don't you start bring me to tears. I heard this audition call and I went for it. And unbeknown to me, there was 3,000 drivers from all around the world.
Shit.
Went for it. And there was one, our head driver already had it, and then 9 drivers got selected out there. And it was kind of like X Factor. You got like knockout stages. Yeah. And then you go away for 2 weeks.
Judges, garages.
I like this. Very quick. I'm going to cough it now. Excuse me. And I just kept getting through. And to be honest with you, though, the maddest moment of that, we got to the final auditions. And that was a 2-day audition in Birmingham NEC. They'd hide that hall, and you have some mechanics there to measure your vehicle sympathy. You've got the show directors there. You've got choreographers, because a lot of what you do if you're driving a live action arena, it's not...
It's a concrete floor, isn't it?
With that, it was a floor that they took with them everywhere, because the floor needed to be exactly the same everywhere you went. So they put this floor down everywhere.
What's the floor made from?
Jeez,
Is it like an asphalt or something like that? Because it's weird, isn't it?
I'm going to say it's like a... I'll be honest, I haven't got a fucking clue.
Yeah.
Kind of wood-ish.
Okay.
But it did. So if you sat in one spot burning out, you would burn it. So, but you did specially designed tyres for it. It was a grey floor, and the tyres laid down grey rubber, so it didn't disrupt it. Because there was also like a 3D mapping, so it looked like the floor was moving in places. Or you might be driving on an ice scene, so the floor looks like ice, and then next minute you're driving in the desert, so it looks like desert.
See.
So it was cool. It was kind of groundbreaking with technology on that.
Yeah.
So you couldn't leave black marks all over. So they got these special tyres that just laid down grey rubber. But yeah, mad time of my life that. But I couldn't believe it. When I got through to the top, so I was in the top 30, went for that last audition. I was in there, and I remember I took a guy from the hotel, a Spanish guy who'd come over for it. And it was the most bittersweet moment of my life. They said, right, we're going to name 10 people after the first day. If we call you, you stay. If not, you go. He got asked to stay. I went outside waiting for him to drive him back to the hotel. And he came out and I thought, well, that's their 10 people. He's got the gig. I'm going home. And he came and he gets in the car and he was crying. And he goes, that's it, we're going home. And honest to God, like I think I'm a nice-natured person, but 50% of me was like, bro, that's so like tough. I'm sorry for that. You lost out on the dream. The other 50% of me was like, fuck you. I'm going to go home, bitch. And it sounds really bad to say, but I was like, yeah.
Unlucky essay. You leave
I was stoked with it, and I was like, okay. So I got through the top 20, and at that point, I was like, listen, I've got this far. And there was some big-name drivers on it as well.
But it's hard, though, because you're like... Right, sense of achievement, I've got this far, but then you think, shit, I'm this close. I fucking want it now.
So true, so true. I'll be honest, when I got the call for it, I was like, they gave me a call and said, listen, you're in. And I still kind of didn't know what it was. You get an idea, but you're under NDA, everything's very top secret, because you signed to Universal Studios as well. So, so it's Universal Studios' #1 brand is Fast and Furious.
Okay.
They've done 10 now. I think they're about to film number 11.
Yeah.
So that's their #1 brand. So everything was top secret. And then we got whisked away. I'll never forget this. I said to my mum, give my mum a little shout out. She said, when I got the gig, Judy.
Hi, Judy.
Hi, Judy.
I hope you're well.
She's actually up this weekend, so I'm taking her out for a day sesh. We're going out drinking. Yeah.
Yes. I love it.
Just no driving.
Yeah, I do best both. That's my 2 hobbies. I try not to mix them. But she goes, I remember they said, listen, you cannot tell anyone, but you got the gig. But literally, we don't want you to tell anyone. And I turned up, my mum's at my sister's, and I turned up, and my mum comes to the door. And I said, listen, you can't tell anyone, but I've got to tell someone. Like, listen, I've got the gig, I'm in Fast and Furious. And then the postman comes walking down. She goes, "Oh my God, my son's in Fast and Furious." And I literally told the postman, like the next bloke that walked down the street.
Gotta kill him there and then.
The postman's a full-on leaky bucket because he talks to everyone. That's it then, it's spreading it.
Oh, dude, I couldn't believe it. I was like,
Was it the actual cars that they used in the films, in the shoots?
Some of them were actual movie cars, so we had things.
Shit.
I'm going to struggle with which ones are out of which movies. So some of them were replicas of it, some were actual movie cars. So one of the cars that I drove in it was the Lamborghini, which is the bright orange Lamborghini Fast and Furious 8.
Okay.
Listen, hats off. It was a heap of shit, man. A lot of stunt cars are. It was a stunt car for me. It's the one, if you've ever watched the film, they shoot a big, what do you call it?
Rocket launcher.
Yeah.
Bazooka, you were going to say, right?
Yeah, but with it wrenches the door off like a...
Okay, like a hook on it.
Like a
big hook, yeah.
grapple or lapel, what is it?
It'll come to me in a minute, but that
We've
thing,
all just had a stroke there, by the way.
Yeah,
We couldn't think what that was called. Hooky thing.
Yeah, big hooky thing that shoots out of a big gun thing. That was the real one of that. And I had a little smash in that backstage, and that's like a proper legit movie car. And I was like, I didn't. So that was bodged
Bound to happen though, isn't it?
It happens, and it's you're kind of paid to not do it, but stuff happens, especially if you're in live arena like that.
Another thing I wanted to ask you about, because I don't know, I can't remember if you mentioned it to me when you initially messaged us or whether I've seen it online. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but did you do a bit of work with Tom Cruise when he was trying to learn how to stunt drive? Did you sort of teach him?
Well, yes and no. Right, so I did work with him. It was a weird one. So I get a message from some agent, and it says, "Listen, are you available to do some driving stuff on this date?" And I was like, "Yeah, what's the gig? How much am I getting paid?" Kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you get quite a lot of that stuff that never materializes.
Yeah.
I'm sure you boys get, we want to do a comedy gig. And okay, where's the money?
Yeah.
Show me the money.
Yeah, exactly that. So I went, what's the story? And they said, we're going to shut down Silverstone, and we've got 8 VIPs and 1 VVIP. And I was like, okay, cool. What was the story? It was for Alfa Romeo.
What's a VVIP?
Very important person.
Oh, someone else does it.
Better than a VIP, but and honestly, God, I didn't even know at the time. I was like, all right, cool. How much am I getting paid?
How obnoxious is fucking being a VVIP? I don't know.
I want that title.
Yeah. Throw a third V on while we're there. Go on. Throw 7 on.
He's not that big a deal like me. They go, so I turned up to do this gig, and they wouldn't tell you who's on it. Again, under NDA and everything. So I turned up there. And when I get there, they said, the people, and the owners of Alfa Romeo, I think it's the main guy's daughter and stuff, they were there. And the gig then becomes sort of apparent what I've got to do is basically demonstrate what this car can do. And it's I can't remember what it's called, Juliet or something. Yeah. And it's Alfa Romeo's version of an M3.
Yeah. There's a Juliet, with a G,
Cool thing. But they said there's 2 of us. And then before I know it, I hadn't even sat in the car, and they went, right, off you go. And one guy goes off. I'm still trying to get the seat ready and everything. I go, I'll stick it on his door, so we slide in next, slide around for a little bit, get out. Everyone's standing there clapping. And I was like, holy fuck, you're Tom Cruise. And he was like, hey, man, good to meet you. And I was like, well. And I'll tell you what, I've always said this. I was kind of amazed that we'd never met before because we've got a lot in common.
Yeah.
We're both into cars. We're both international sex symbols. I'm like, dude, how have we not hung out before?
But, you've both got a tooth that sits weirdly in the middle.
Yeah. We're both 5'3". He was cool. It couldn't have been better. And kind of then the brief comes, talk him through what the car's like. Let him drive. If he wants to drive, let him. If you want to, you drive.
Yeah.
He's the boss, and he was good. He knows his apples. He has his stunt guy with him, and he goes, listen, the rules are, look, don't teach him. He's Tom Cruise, and he's been around a long time.
Yeah.
He won't, if the car doesn't do what he wants it to do, he'll want another car. He won't, you can't go, do you know what, the way to get around this is do this, stamp on the brake here and stuff. He doesn't do it how he wants it to do, but you know what, he's Tom Cruise, fair play.
Yeah, he's got the
right, give me another car that does what I want it to do. And I've got a lot of friends who work with him closer than that. But yeah, I spent a couple of days there, and I'll be honest with you, he was lovely. And my funny bit with all of that, at the end of that couple of days, we're standing there. And it's very much like all of those things, you don't speak unless you've spoken to him. A bit like, I just wanted to look at him the whole time. Not in a gay way, just like, dude, you do look like you. You just want to look at him the whole time. It's really weird.
Your face.
Yeah, you're like, wow, yeah, you look like that guy off the telly. He goes right at the very end. He comes walking past and he shook my hand and he said, thanks very much. And I was like, yeah, cool, see ya. And as he walked off, I went, nice to meet you. And he turns around, comes back and he goes, no, man, it was nice to meet you. And I swear to God, at that moment,
Got
I
the
turned
biggest
into
erection ever.
Bro, I turned into a 12-year-old girl. I went bright red and was like, thank you, Mr. Cruz. Yeah, thanks so much. Thank you, Mr. Cruz. I was like, man up. What's wrong with you? I was literally like that, going all red, going, thank you, Mr. Cruz. That's very sweet of you. Thank you. I could, as he walked off, I was like, man up, what are you doing? Oh, it's horrible, man. Horrible. I'm cringing at the thought of it now.
Oh, that is incredible.
No, to be fair, I think if I think Tom Cruise is one of the only people who you can turn into that around and it's acceptable.
I'm going to lower your mic slightly.
Sorry, but do you need me to move?
It's hiding your beautiful face from the camera.
Oh, that's
don't
hide my
want that.
chins if it can now. That'd be great.
So, what other films, like movies, have you worked on?
So actual movie-wise, done a bunch of stuff. I know it will come to me over. One of the biggest ones that was recent was Murder Mystery 2, Jennifer Aniston, Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah. Love that movie.
Yeah, so did that. That was like all of these things that and a lot of it sounds better than it is. It's not like you're hanging out with them on set all the time.
Yeah.
You're just I'm just a driver that's
Yeah,
on
yeah.
set
You're
doing the stunts. Yeah, and you get treated very well.
Yeah.
But you know your place kind of thing.
You're not Adam Sandler in the equation.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm not making the meals doing that.
Yeah.
So my job is to make them look good.
Yeah.
But that was cool because they shut down like the Arc de Triomphe, so the Champs-Elysees. So all that shuts down. You film at night time. And it was incredible. And then when you watch that and you're in the credits of that, that's like
That's unbelievable.
But it's also, you get to travel, don't you, as well?
yeah.
And
That's we're doing live shows like with Fast and Furious Live. That was one of the things. It was amazing because you were doing one arena a week, but you're doing 5 shows in that arena. So we started off Liverpool.
Yep.
Liverpool was like, I guess a warm-up gig. You do that, so it's like a tech rehearsal. People buy tickets to that. So that was the first arena that we did. And it was, I'll tell you when it was. Do you remember when the arena, there was a big fire? In the
car park?
In the car park.
Yeah.
It was like the week after that, because it was touch
really?
and go.
You had
whether
nothing
we
to
can
do with that, did you?
No.
No.
Trying to get out of the gig.
Crashed the course into a bollard or something.
Nothing to do with me, that one. They're smashing that Lamborghini up. So we did that one. And then we went down, then straight into London a week later. It was our premiere. Vin Diesel's there and stuff. He's a character.
Is he?
Cool, because he spent time with us. But I think all the guys were saying, like, this could cost me a lot of work in the future. But he's a bit weird, like.
To be fair, anyone of that magnitude in the celebrity world, they can't be normal.
You
'cause
can't
they,
be.
They live a weird, sheltered life. They can't even go to shop on a regular.
Yeah.
So
When you're mega famous,
Yeah.
like you say, the moment he leaves his house, but he does. What I found was he overacts a lot. Like you're like, what? This is weird. And I remember there was a guy called Johnny Irwin.
Yeah.
And he's very much like, he spent ages. He goes, do you want to know what I think of the show? And we were like, yeah. And I remember I was with this lad, Johnny Irwin.
Is this Vin Diesel saying this?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we were stood backstage. He comes to, and listen, I'll take my hat off. He didn't need to spend no time with us.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
So I would always be like,
Yeah.
wow, that was
Yeah.
cool. But he goes, do you want to know what I think? And he spends about 20 minutes going on. And I'll never forget Johnny Owen is like from the back arse of Northern Ireland somewhere. Just looks at me and goes, did he fucking like it or not? And I get the giggles, right? And I'm like, I love that. I'll never forget that moment in my life.
What's it like? Because I mean, do you know when you've finished one of those arena shows and you've been doing stunts, which I mean, not even necessarily the arena shows, even when you're filming on set and stuff like that, you're doing stunts where a fucking an inch goes wrong and you Paul Walker. What's it like when you get out the car and you go, I'm alive? That went well.
I think from a danger element, most of the stuff you're doing, there's not that much. Like,
Okay.
it's the reality,
it's a
right?
skill level to doing what you're doing.
Yeah, and there's every precaution. So you're doing close quarter stuff and technical stuff.
Yeah.
It's not necessary. It's not like you're going I don't know, you're smashing through a wall or something like that. It's very technical. The bit that's you're like completely elated with afterwards, and you're like, God, I'm glad that went well.
Yeah.
Is because everything's, if it's live show in particular, everything's to choreography. So it's to music, it's to pyrotechnics, it's to other drivers.
It's all
because,
timing.
yeah, it's not about just you putting in a hero drive. If that person spun, you need to make up that time, so you need to style it out so you're crossing in the middle and it looks like dancing on ice. So that's the bit that you're just where have I got to go next? Where was my next move? I've got to be there. I know I'm running late. If someone's talking to you in your in-ears, you're behind now, catch up. Just go to throw in position one, and you've got to remember where that was. And it can be, you kind of block out the fact, there's 10,000 people watching.
Yeah.
You're just going, oh my God. It can be hard because you've messed up sometimes.
Yeah.
No one else does in the arena.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you're like, oh, I should have been there at that time, and that's the bit that gets more tricky. And I think for me, that's the bit that blew. Well, if I can speak, that's the bit that blew my mind so much. Like, I was knackered when I come off stage.
Yeah, I can
like,
imagine.
Okay, I've had to think of all that.
It's mentally exhausting for you.
That's
though, as well,
it,
isn't
mentally exhausting.
Yeah, of course it is, because that's a lot of fucking compute, isn't it?
It must be, but do you mind if I fire a question back at you boys? It must be very similar with you boys doing stand-up. Because if you slightly balls up a gag or something, you lose your, like, you're going to reaction and
It
everything,
can
right?
be, especially when you say you're going to do a 20-minute set and you've got it structured in your mind what you're going to do, and if you miss something out and it throws your time completely, it depends how quick-witted you are. Because sometimes earlier on, I'd find myself, I go, shit, I forgot to say that. And then I'd think about it constantly, which would start to impact and affect the next thing that I'm about to say, because I'm still thinking about what I've done. Whereas now I just go, it's gone, fuck it, move on, and just plod on with it, like.
I get that, because that's the biggest thing I learned with that reading driving. That was, it doesn't matter you learn to get the sort of experience gets you over the mistake.
Yes.
You can style out the mistake. You just know how to style out the mistakes. Not that you don't make the mistake, it's just knowing what to do. And I suppose like getting a heckle. I've always thought if someone heckles you, how do you, because that just throws me off.
But it's different for us, because if we forget something, we just look at someone and go, you fat slag. And you get away with it. Do you know what I mean?
It's so easy for us sometimes.
I love that.
If sometimes if I forget something, I just look at somebody on the front door and I'm like, I'm taking this out on you for the next 5 minutes.
Has it ever gone wrong?
Yeah.
So many times.
You can't give me a story on this.
There's loads where it's got, this isn't even bad, it was good, and I didn't have a comeback to it. He just nailed me, right? I was in Hot Water a few weeks back, and fucking doing a bit of crowd work and that, and there was a fella on the side who just kept talking dead loud with his bird, and I was just looking at him. He was a big fella, and I was just like, do me a favour, lad, fucking shut up, will ya? And then I was like, what do you do, lad, for a living? And he was like, I'm a doorman.
I'm a stunt driver.
Sorry about that.
He went, I'm a doorman. I went, where do you work on the doors? He went, Concert Square. And I went, oh my God, you must have seen some heavy things, lad. I said, what's the worst thing you've ever seen? And he went, you. And everyone just erupted into laughter. And I just went, his laugh, he got a bigger laugh than any of my jokes.
That's horrible.
So, it was about 10, 15 seconds, but it felt like a lifetime, right?
Yeah.
I let the laughter settle, and what I've done, the stage is massive now in the new venue, so I just like waddled across the stage, hid behind the stool and went, shut up, you little dickhead, I'll smash your head in front of your bed, and just kind of started out that way, but he nailed me, lad. And I was like, you bastard. I just didn't know what to say.
See, that's got to be the hardest thing to pull back. If someone's taking you like, that would be where I'd be screwed. It's one thing like knowing your routine. The same with the driving stuff. You know your routine, you're cool, but something goes wrong, you're like, what? Like I was doing fast one time. And it's you're waiting backstage, you get the call. And I was in a Mitsubishi Evo, this thing, honest to God, it's the biggest heap of shit you've ever come across in your life. And it's all supposed to be rally spec. So you pull a gear, you've got anti-lag, so it's sitting there it was a rally spec. So
ready to go.
And let's go, stand by Evo, 3, 2, 1, the door goes, and I went, what? And he goes, kink, cuts out. Right, I come p-rolling through the door shuts behind me, I'm pressing the start button, nothing's happening, I can just feel 10,000 eyes on you. I'm like, God. Someone jumps over, the door opens to push me back. And I was like, oh my God, same car, exactly the same, stand by Evo, I go, bang, come out the gate, I'm like, got the thing off the line, it's gone, come into the first corner, pinch a bit of handbrake in this thing, the passenger door goes swinging open. I'm all harnessed in, so I can't even reach it to close it, so I'm now going backwards and forwards, trying to get this door to shut, but it wouldn't, oh mate, I was like, please get me out, it was awful stuff. So yeah, listen, I feel your pain. But sorry, I digress a little bit, but you were saying about the travelling thing.
Yeah.
That was hard work, because I was doing, it was cool, because you were doing so I did the whole of Europe. So you go off and you do, say, Paris, and you have like a travel day on a Wednesday, you load in the cars on a Thursday, you gigged on a Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday day, 2 on a Saturday, 1 on a Sunday day. Excuse me. And then bang, you fly back, and then you're off to another country. And it was cool, but then after that, I ended up doing because it's driving, I'm in a niche of a niche industry, right?
Yeah.
The stunt world's really small, but I only do one aspect of the stunt world.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a much narrower pool. And then you've got some people like, Ben Collins, who was the Stig, and Terry Grant and things like that, are big, sort of got a bigger name, if you like them, in it. They've been around longer. So they would get the call. So then I'm a little bit further down the list to get the call. So it's, like I say, niche of a niche industry. So if you want to drive all the time, you have to go abroad a lot for the show. So you'll end up on like a theme park show. So you've been to, you've seen Disney as a drive-in show and things like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Live action arena show in a theme park. So I went to China and did that. And I was like, oh, dude, I don't know. Well, the weather is just shocking.
What is the climate like in China?
Dude, it's like being in the jungle. It's hot, but it's humid.
humid.
Like
Yeah,
nothing
yeah,
else
yeah.
I've ever known
Can't even breathe
in my
in that
life.
one.
Like you step out of the room and you are just dripping. No. And then you've got to get into a costume.
That's
or
what
a
he does to
carton.
all the birds anyway. He walks out and all dripping.
Dripping.
He's got everyone dripping like a
Just
broken
pee
fridge.
rolls out in an Evo, the all dry back up.
They love it when I show them all the skills.
Well, that dickhead stole the stunt car.
Honest to God, it still makes me cringe thinking of it now. And I swear to you, I was like, that's not my fault. This thing's a heap of shit.
Yeah.
But you know, that's the problem with all those things. No one goes, same as if you boys, a mic goes down or something on it. No one goes, it's you, because you're the one on stage. So everyone's like, oh, he can't drive that guy. And you're like, it wasn't me, it was the car. No one listens at that point. No, everyone's just like, shit.
Have you ever had a moment when you've been across any sort of film or live action thing you've done where
Excuse me.
you've had a little bit of a near miss? Have you ever had something where it was a little bit touch and go where you're like, oh, that could have been fucking a lot worse than it was?
Hello, it is me again. Now, this is just a little quick one to let you know about the Patreon. If you're already on the Patreon, feel free to fast forward. If you're not on the Patreon, don't you dare fast forward. Now, if you're wondering what can you get over on the Patreon, you get early access to every single episode of the podcast, meaning you'll get it 2 days earlier than everybody else. You get a little insight before everybody else sees it. And you also get Patreon exclusive episodes of the podcast that you will only see if you're on Patreon. And then the more people we get on Patreon allows us to also start doing Patreon specials where we can go out and get up to some madness and we can show you a little bit more of us and what we're getting up to. If you want to join the community on the Patreon, it's £4 a month. We're building something really special over there at the minute, and as always, the support on the Patreon means the absolute world to us. Now, I'm not going to waste any more of your time. We'll jump straight back into the episode, so stay tuned. See you in there.
They go, we was filming a TV show, this was years back. I'm going to say 2020, something like that. We were filming a TV show called Suspicion with Uma Thurman.
Okay.
And the scene was, basically we're all cops and we're doing this big chase scene and we have to come sliding in these cars as a motorbike comes out of like this sort of factory.
Yeah.
So we're kind of blocking him in, he's only got one way to go. And as we come driving in, they put in another guy. There was two of us that were, like professional drivers. And then they got this other guy in and the stunt coordinator said, listen, he's all right. He's not that experienced with driving, but I know him and he's all right. Like, he'll be fine. But I couldn't see where we're going, the angle that I was. So I had to basically pace off this guy.
Yeah.
I'm in a brand new BMW X7. I get this thing damn near airborne. Like, we're giving it absolute flat to the boards coming in, it's sliding all over the place. It's on loose ground, so it's on gravel. And as we come in, I thought, this guy and a half going quick for that. Like, I was thinking, I don't want to look like a pussy and back out early.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, that's a bit quick. So at last, I jumped on the brakes just a second earlier. I just thought, oh, no, this is
Just
a
to
bit
be safe.
Locked up. The motorbike pulls out. The dude next to me just bang straight in, takes the motorbike off. I was 2 feet on the brakes. Dude, I come in standing on the brakes, skidded. I stopped like this far off the motorbike. The stunt coordinator goes ape shit, absolutely ape shit.
Because
The guy
you're too
knocked him
far
off.
away?
No, knocked ape
'cause of
shit.
him?
He knocked off the motorbike,
Yeah.
but Nate, that's perfect. But just you can be a bit further back. And I was like, oh yeah, no bother.
Perfect.
But I was like, dude, if he hadn't hit him, I was hitting him.
Yeah, he was dying today either way. That
Yeah,
man.
I was so glad he just hit him first. I was like,
Oh
yeah,
my
no,
God.
I'll back it off a bit, pal.
That's every time. Yeah, that's a bit like, cause that's one of them where it could have been like his name might not have made the credits if he'd have been going a bit faster. You know what I mean?
That's where the dude on the motorbike, he's taking all the risk because he's
Yeah.
got to get his
Use
time
it
right. And
behind
he's
the
relying on
jump
us
on
not
that
hitting him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we've got to sell it because if you come in slow and then stop, it doesn't look. So you are supposed to come in a bit crossed up and like you're like you're coming in and locking up and you skid into a hole. But yeah, I damn near overshot that. That was close.
Fucking
Is
crazy.
the any?
But I am a professional, by the
Yeah, I
way.
love- I am
sounds like-
professional. Is there any? I don't know how to word it. Is there any techniques or skills that you struggle with that you haven't mastered and it beats you up?
No, Jesus Christ. Master.
Driving a
Jack of
Mitsubishi.
all trades. Truth is, there's only so much you can do in a car.
Yeah.
Right. So I think the thing that separates, and where a lot of people, one of the biggest things I've always said, that people, every bloke will go, I can drive, every bloke thinks he can fight. They're the two things that, you speak to any, if I've got a mate that's a cage fighter, and every bloke thinks he can fight and gives him advice. And every bloke will go, yeah, I'm well good at driving. The only difference is I've done it on repetition so much that they pay me. My job is to handbrake turn into that parking space. When they get the cameras rolling and it's all go, they're expecting me to do that. It's not, well done, you did that.
Yeah,
They're paying me a shitload
That's
of
what
money.
you're there to do. Yeah.
That's it. So it's your job is to do it. I can think, fucking hell, that was tight. I got that in there.
Yeah.
You just do it. But I've done that because I've done so much of it.
It's muscle memory, innit?
Second
that's
nature.
it. And don't get me wrong. There's points where you go onto something, you think, oh Jesus, that's tight. That like And listen, don't get me wrong. There's moments in China. I had to do it's very very tight in this bit, and they were sort of talking about getting a J-turn, which we drive backwards, flick the car on. This car's a shed, and it's automatic. It was rear-wheel drive, which is not handy for doing a J-turn, and it had a welded diff to anyone that's a car head. So the car doesn't even want it. It wants to go around in circles.
Yeah.
And it wants to do donuts.
Yeah.
But it's not very good for doing the J-turns. It's actually designed not to do
When
a
you say a
J-turn.
J-turn,
Drive back really quick, flick the car around and drive
go.
off.
okay, I'm good at them on Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, that's
I've got away from the police doing that.
This is what you do. I got your filming
We're
gig
not so
next week.
different, you and I. We're not so different.
Show us what I'm
It's just
trying
the
in a minute.
accent.
I will
It's the
in a
accent.
minute. My hand's a bit sore, I can't.
But they go, and I remember throwing that in, and it was live in show, and they said, yeah, see if we can get it in. And I was like, I remember throwing this, and I did it, but I was like, what?
The
Like,
mechanics are against me.
eyes closed. Oh, I got away with that.
Me.
Yeah.
So there's a few moments like that, but you got to go, listen, you're in. And I think a lot of that is you're nervous because everyone's watching, and you can't, if you do hit something, it's not the damage, it's more, everyone sees it.
Yeah.
You know, and they're like,
it's-
why'd you
it's-
hit something on
yeah.
stage? Like,
Yeah.
now the whole show looks shit.
It's the embarrassment.
Has there been, like, out of all of the cars that you've driven, I know you say like most stunt cars and most movie cars are pieces of shit because of how much they get used and what they get used for. But has there ever been a car that you've been driving and you've thought this is fucking sick? Like
100%.
what's the best car you've had the fucking pleasure of driving?
The best thing.
Vauxhall Nova.
Mitsubishi
Back in the-
Evo.
That Fiat 126 back in six
When I
years
was
old.
6 on 3 booster seats.
I had the best thing I've ever driven was it was in Fast, and it was a thing called a Fast Attack buggy. It was a buggy specifically built with a Hayabusa, so it had a bike engine and a big
Hayabusas
50.
are fast as well, aren't they?
Oh, mad thing! And this, I'll get you a picture of it. This thing's incredible.
Yeah.
Excuse me, this is a great time to get hiccups, right? So this thing's a Hayabusa engine, and then they put a 50 cal gun on the front. So when you're in the car, you're like this, and I've got my gear lever here, and I've got a hydro handbrake here, and on top is a red button that fires the gun. And that gun
Is the gun functional?
Well,
Or
it
just
fires
blanks?
it's air.
Okay.
Because when you travel to different countries, there's even for blanks, there's
Different
firearms
regulations
laws.
and shit.
With the gas, it doesn't matter, so they could just take it everywhere.
Okay.
But it just sounds like a gun.
Yeah.
So you'd be backstage, and they'd write your guns armed, and they go, stand by, like, buggy, go. And in my head, I hear, gun, go. I'm like, it's just, they're like, your gun's where it, can you stop? Can you stop? But I couldn't let go of the button.
No way.
I'm
Shit,
like,
everyone.
you're giving the biggest kid in the world a Hayabusa engine buggy with a 50 cal gun. It's spitting flames out but it was
That's
what I
every
loved.
man's dream scenario to be in that, isn't it?
Bro, honestly, that was the best thing of it. But the buggies, you couldn't drive half-mast, right? They didn't turn very well. You had to be 100% committed or you're in the wall. If you turned, like you were half, like you're going 3/4 speed, turn, it wouldn't go.
wouldn't
So
turn.
you have to throw the thing and drive it from the rear. So steer from the rear,
Yeah.
so sideways. And that was kind of, I've done a lot of rally and stuff, so that was built into me. So the moment I got in this thing, I was like, that I will put that anywhere you want. I'll do it. And they were by far, it's the weirdest thing because it's not something people, but just imagine a dune buggy. It was that, and it was the
With a
best thing I've
50
ever
cal
done.
going on the bonnet.
Dude, it was the sickest thing I've ever done in my life. I can't describe how much, like, it brings out every bit of being a child.
Yeah.
A gun, noisy, like, it was just...
Everything you've ever wanted all at once. That's so
He's
sick.
just taking his in ear out going, fuck you.
Yeah, yes, 100%. I kid you not, I remember Naomi, our show caller, going, go easy on the gun. Can you stop firing? Can you stop firing?
Nope.
Dude, like, you can't help it. Like, I remember, we used to laugh. There was one of the guys, Scotty. Both of us were driving these buggies, and every time you'd get a message, so you obviously got to be quiet when you're backstage. And then that scene before, he's got in his thing, you go, bang! And he just lets one shot off every time. They go, Scotty, can you stop letting it off? And he's like, he goes, I can't help it, I've got to press
You
the button.
can't help that. There's
help
no
it.
way.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no way.
And I'm like,
one.
just pop. But it's sorry, that's probably come really loud if anyone's
don't worry about it.
wearing headphones.
Yeah,
Sorry.
turn the volume down for this bit.
The audio listeners,
But
fuck
it was
yous.
the best thing you've ever done, honestly.
Cool, that
That's
one.
so sick.
But cars, I always go with cars. I get asked a lot, "What's your favourite car?" And I think I've always said, like, it sounds like a bit of a knobheadish answer, but cars are like shoes. Like, so you know, if you're going across
Depends
the field,
what you're
you wouldn't
wearing.
wear brogues.
Yeah.
But I genuinely think one of my favourite if Maserati are watching and they want to send me one for a weekend.
There's a fella who lives up the road who's got one.
Is it a Gran Turismo?
Should we go and rob it?
Yeah. I forget we're in Liverpool. Of course. Let's go get one. But a Maserati Gran Turismo, I just think I've driven a lot of Lambos and Ferraris and stuff, but that just I'm a fat bastard, so it fitted me better.
Yeah.
It was. It was nice and it was quick and it sounded good and it was just all things to all men. I borrowed one for a weekend once and I was like, I fell in love, dude. So that'll be one at some point. Get one of them.
Yeah.
Nice,
but it's the problem with them is it's not even buying it. It's their Ferrari money if they go wrong.
Yeah.
And I've got champagne money, so champagne taste, beer money.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, you're fucked.
I've got tap water money at the minute, mate, so you're both beating me.
Before I ask the next question, that's why I work for Jaguar Land Rover.
Oh, cool.
That's a company car, it's not mine. And we're launching... Well, we've rebranded. We're now called JLR, not Jaguar Land Rover.
Okay.
We've gone in a different, bit of a different direction. So the badge of Land Rover will no longer be on any cars. It's Discovery, Range Rover, Defender, and Jaguar. They're the 4 brands now. And the Jaguar brand, we're launching. We're going in a different direction. Can't say too much. Okay. It's a all electric, like sports car, right? High end, like they want to be sort of challenging like Bentley and stuff. That's where they're going, rather than the mid market. But some of the stuff we're talking about now is the saying, the first like 10,000 customers or something of the car, because you have teething issues when you launch a car, and it's going to be a pricey car as well. I think they're looking like 150, 160 grand for the car, right? They're offering the first 10,000 customers a brand new replacement after 12 months.
Just in case.
So they're going to, you buy the car, after 12 months, we'll give you a brand new car replacement, because we know we're going to have teething issues along the way, and we value your loyalty. So they're going to give them a brand new car replacement.
That's quite a nice gesture.
Did you say it's full electric?
Yeah, it will be.
I'm sorry.
What's your thoughts on the electric cars? Because obviously you probably can't have as much fun in an electric car as you could in a combustion.
Yeah, I mean, it's the way the world is, and
but you say the way the world is. The world's not ready. It hasn't got the infrastructure for a full electric.
I think
the fun off the mark, the fast.
Yes, but do you know what? It's that whole thing.
Being in control of the car.
A microwave will cook a burger quick, and then a barbecue. But
it's not going to taste as good.
I think for me, I don't like anything with a lot of electronics on it for stunt work. Because it doesn't. The car's designed to. It's never designed for people like me.
Yeah.
So it wants to do what it wants to do. It's designed to not let me slip. It's to not let me lock up the brakes. And I want to yank the handbrake up and get it sideways, and
electric handbrake.
Yeah, I hate stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's, I'd rather give me something old with, 400 horsepower, rear wheel drive. I stamp on the accelerator, it smokes the tire. I know what I can do with that. Yeah. It's got a normal handbrake. I know I can slide it around. I can do whatever I need to do.
It takes the enjoyment out of it for people like yourself, I imagine.
Yeah, and I was born into that. Like, it's all I ever knew was to do that. So it's, to me, like, I'm not good with tech stuff. I remember years and years ago, I did some filming for Men. Do you remember Men and Motors?
Yeah.
Men and Motors, a big TV show.
Yeah.
So they were doing some bits with that, and this was quite a few years back I was filming. And it was when Teslas had not been out that long. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know which Tesla's which, to be honest with you. But they all kind of look the same. It looked like the ones that you get now.
Yeah.
And I remember the guy from Tesla was there, and he goes, right, so let's take it for a spin and that. And he was giving me the tour through before I have to do any driving in it. And I went, he goes, okay, now, so like, put it into drive and let's go. And I was like, I haven't turned it on. And he goes, it's already on. And I was like, how does it know? I just couldn't get my head around it. I was like, this is so... And like you say, it went like stink, but I felt like something was missing. It was like being on a roller coaster going fast. I didn't feel like I was driving it quick because you're missing sound. So I think it's a very visceral thing, driving.
It's like when Formula 1 started to change the rules and they had that season where they sounded like a bag of shit. Yeah. And you just don't feel it anymore. The enjoyment's gone because you're like, the sound, the smell, everything it brought... an enjoyment and an excitement to the sport, and it's 100%. Just it's weird.
I remember years ago, like my dad's always loved like rally cars and shit like that. My dad's always been into cars, loves Land Rovers, loves rally cars.
His dad's got a Land Rover hearse.
No shit.
He built it himself.
Seriously?
Yeah, he built
That's
it,
the most random thing
It's
ever, right?
amazing.
So he's so right. Interesting how we come about. It's actually shout them out. The company name is One Life Lived.
Sponsor us.
So if he gives me enough money as it is. He
puts a roof over his head.
But yeah, so like the way he done it, it's the fucking maddest idea he'd ever had. So he's always loved Land Rovers. He's always had this thing, me dad, where he'll buy an old bag of shit of a Defender and completely redo the car, and the car could be 30 years old and it looks like it's fucking fresh off the line. He completely rebuilds it, does everything to it. I think he's a bit autistic because he looks at a car and just knows exactly what it is.
Put him next to a window, he's gone for hours.
Yeah, mate, honestly, the snail trail all over the window. And then it'll be like you've been driving on it, just fucking all over the window. And but he's always loved Land Rovers, so but then he worked for a massive funeral care industry where he was in charge of their entire fleet of cars. So this funeral care industry had 2 Defender hearses, and they charged through the fucking nose for them, and they never really market them properly, considering what it was. It was a fucking cool thing. They never really marketed them well. So then when my dad left the company, he had an idea. He was like, well, I know how to fucking basically build a Defender. All I need is the deck, what you put the coffin on. So he bought an old Defender and redone the whole thing up, and then he's got 2 of them now. He takes them fucking all over the UK.
Did he actually use them for like
Funerals, yeah.
Yeah. It's fully functional.
Oh my God, no way.
It is sick. So if anybody has ever got a relative who's died, recently died, who likes Land Rovers, One Life Lived it, mate. They are the fucking coolest things. It's a bit mad. It's a bit mad, but he gives you the lift somewhere and you're getting out outside the pub from a hearse. But it's sick. It's sick.
But you've got somewhere to lie down when you're pissed.
I was going to say, you have to do that, right? I actually saw something on Instagram
We should do a
recently.
special with it.
We should.
Fall out the back in the hair.
Some kiddie did that on Instagram. They took it, like his mate's got a hearse, and he was like, "Let me lie in the back of it." And they were driving around, and he's lying in the back
That's
of it.
hilarious.
That's so
I
funny.
seen one the other day. It was a picture, right, of a hearse, and the back window was smashed, and the coffin was half hanging on the floor on the road. And someone took a picture and just put, "My dad's second crash this week."
Oh, it's fucking rough.
Oh,
isn't it?
dude, I love that.
Oh yeah, so I took this electric cars.
Yeah.
So I went to a rally with my dad years ago. My dad's mate does a lot of like car photography and stuff. He's a fucking really good photographer. So we went and we were looking at like you know the way they have like some of the cars on show and then you go and you watch the rally and stuff like that. And we'd watched like certain like specs and classifications of car go through. And then I didn't know the next was and this is probably going back. I think I must have been 17ish, so we're going back probably about 8 or 9 years, and we're looking at this Porsche. It's ready to go off the line, and I didn't even really know electric cars were a thing then. They were still relatively new, and it looked absolutely no different. And then it had the signal to go, and the car didn't make a fucking sound. It just went. And it was gone. And I was expecting, because you'd be being there all day, you're hearing the engines going and everything, you can hear the turbos as soon as they shoot off. And the car just went, and it was gone. And I was like, what the fuck? It did take a bit of the excitement out of it.
Yeah, I've been in a few, like mates have got electric cars. One in particular's got, I don't even know what it is. It's like a bit like an M3 or an M4 or something,
Yeah.
but the electric one. And I was out in that, and he pins it, and it does go like stink. You can't take anything away, but it actually makes me feel a bit ill in it. And apparently that's the thing, especially if you're a passenger, that you can get really ill in
Motion
that.
sickness almost.
Yeah, and it is weird because, and I don't know what it is, but something I was
You
like,
can't
I
feel
don't
the
like
torque
it.
or
Yeah,
not, and it's just
a
weird.
weird feeling. I
Weird.
think it's like being on a roller coaster or something. It's just something's taken away. You're just whisked around in it.
But
Yeah,
also,
yeah.
they can't hold the price at all.
Do they not?
They depreciate so fast.
Teslas, I see Teslas at worth.
Tesla's probably one of the only ones that hold the price.
That's
but-
because of the brand.
But they're still not
name,
big
though,
money,
eh?
are
No.
they? Like an older one is.
So like Jaguar at the minute have got the I-Pace, right, which is all electric car, and they start from about 70 grand, which is a lot of money, right?
It is.
Up to about 90 grand. 2-3 year old one you can pick up for like 18-19 grand.
That's crazy.
That's not good, is it?
I think a lot of the, like my concern would be,
Why?
Like, you don't understand
I
enough
don't-
about the battery stuff to go,
Yeah,
if I buy that off someone second hand,
goes
That's why
wrong,
people
then
don't
what?
people don't
is this
like
going to last for ages or
a
not?
battery that's been absolutely abused, and they're like, I don't know what to do with that. And
Yeah.
it's with the cars, like what we're struggling with at the minute is the underbody of the car has got to house all of the batteries. So it's any battery issue, it's literally the fucking base of your car's got to be replaced, you know what I mean? And like we're trying to put fucking batteries that have a big massive range in, and we're struggling with like fucking heat dissipation. It can't get rid of the heat.
Well,
So
they weigh a
thermal
lot more
vents
as well, the
everywhere.
electric
Yes,
cars.
it
It does.
Yeah.
So you've got to then start taking weight out of other places in the car, which affects how it drives, and you crash and you fucking your vibrators.
It's a weird thing to me. And look, listen, I've got to be honest, it's not my cup of tea. I don't like. Listen, I've got a motorbike as well, and I make a right habit. It's only a 600 Fireblade thing, but I make a right habit of putting up things next to Teslas and revving the bollocks off and stuff. You know, just making a point of it. Like, you can't do that.
Just taking the lecky out of his car.
Yeah. It's not my cup of tea, and I was brought up. But listen, I'm 42 now, so I'm into cars and my thing, and I've been doing it a long time. So electric is, you know, to me, it's you might as well drive a sim. I can't get my head around that when people are doing sim racing. I see that pops up on
What's
Insta.
sim racing?
Like basically racing with your TV screens around you, you know, like
Like
a computer race.
Simulation.
Wasn't there a lad? Sorry to cut you off there, but was there not? Am I right in saying there was a lad? Now I don't know if it was F1.
He won a Gran Turismo competition,
And then he ended up driving in the fucking
yeah.
I can't remember the kid's name. I don't think he did F1. He got quite high up.
Like
though.
Formula 3 or
He did
something.
well. And do you know, this was my issue with it. I've had this argument with a lot of people because Formula 1 isn't like it used to be. And this is a controversial thing. But you've got to be, you look at it, it's full of petulant little rich kids.
Yeah.
You can't get there unless you're rich. Now, they're good at what they do, but they are one step off a sim racer. They're not old school cars. You had to be
Drive
a
the car.
good driver.
They've got all the
they're
assistance
shit at
and the
driving now,
technology
but
and
they're
shit.
really good at what they drive.
Yeah.
They That's what they do. Whereas before, you had to be one of the best. They were the best drivers in the world. Now they're one of the best racers.
Yeah.
If you put Ayrton Senna in a rally car, something, he'd be quick. You put him doing donuts or something, he'd be quick.
If you go back a few years, there was a lot of drivers who can crossover events. They went into rally, they went into NASCAR, they went into other things. Now it's just.
Did you see they did? And a mate of mine actually did it. His name's Mark Higgins. He's ex-top rally driver, one top stunt drivers. Really good pilot. He had to do a gig, and I don't want to call him out on this, but you could see it on YouTube and everything. And it was with Sebastian Vettel and I'm going to say Lance Stroll, but I can't remember.
He's shit.
And his dad's got a lot of money. Though.
His dad's got pure till, like, but he's a dickhead.
But he had to. They took the James Bond car, the Aston, the old DB5 Aston.
Yeah.
And they took a racetrack, and they just had to drift a corner, and they really were struggling to the point where even he said that, dude, it was a bit embarrassing almost because they couldn't perform basic drift.
Yeah.
Now the video's edited. One of them couldn't get it for ages, and then Sebastian Vettel got it. But and this was my thing. I was like, I'm not slating them on a track. They will leave me for dust.
Yeah,
That's what they do. But people are going, who's the best driver in the world? Oh, Lewis Hamilton. You go, no, he's one of the best racers out there.
Yeah.
But there's. I know
Drivers
people
who
that aren't that
drive
great
off the
at stunts
park.
that would smoke them if you go,
yeah.
right, let's do a series of actual driving challenges. And it's like anything. You go, who's the best fighter in the world? You couldn't go, who's the hardest bloke in the world? Tyson Fury. But then, hold on, there's no legs in that.
It's in a
What if
limited...
he can kick? You know? So you go, oh, it's Conor McGregor. And you go, well, hold on a minute. You're not allowed to do certain moves in that. So it's, there's horse for course. What they do, they're very good at. But no longer are they drivers to me.
The races.
And they're more like
thing.
Pilots now.
Yeah.
That corner is 127 miles an hour in the dry, in third gear.
Yeah.
And they're very good at doing that lap after lap after lap. Whereas, what I do is very much like, fuck it, we'll throw it in and see what happens.
But you also...
Going that way.
You also don't make all their own decisions because they've constantly got someone going, right, your fucking fuel, your fucking brakes, this is going wrong, drive like this, let this person pass through that. Obviously, they've still got to drive, but there's a lot of instructions.
I've also thought, I really can't get my head around with F1. What is the point of the Drivers' Championship? I get the Constructors' Championship. The Drivers' Championship, all the cars go at different speeds. So they go, well, it's to see who the best driver is. But listen, the guy in Williams ain't going to win, but he might be one of the best.
Put them in the same car.
I agree. That's how you know is the best, right?
Yeah.
So they're all in the same machinery, so who wins? But you take Lewis Hamilton won a load of stuff. But now he's not won nothing for ages. But that's because you go, well, is he crap now then? No, it's just in a shit car. But he was in a good car when he won at the beginning. So what if the other guy, you'd put him in that from the start?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I just find it a bit of a weird one.
Yeah, no, it is.
It's money, isn't it?
It is, of course, it's money. That's all it is. It's just fucking, it's a racket, isn't it?
It is one of the biggest money sports in the world, F1, isn't it?
When I went to Ireland last week,
Yeah.
I rented a roof box from Tomar Roof Box Hire, right? And they do all kinds. They do like diamond cutting alloys and fucking everything in there. And it's up in Widnes, not far from Miles Jacques over there. And you go in, he's got like this big fucking warehouse, and you get your roof box fitted, and you can go in and wait while you get your roof box done. And he's got loads of different like computer games and simulation and arcade machines and a fridge and all that. And he's got an old Ford Focus rally car, right? That is a simulation, and he rents it out for events and parties.
Sick.
So you sit in a proper bucket seat. It's got the roll cage and everything in, and the whole car is all screens with the steering wheel, and then the boot is screens for people to watch you racing, and you race.
That's fucking sick.
It's fucking cool. I'll see if I can find a picture of it.
Whereabouts in Ireland you go?
County Wexford, Southern Ireland, South East Coast. All my family are from
I've got
there.
an Irish bar. I own an Irish bar as well in Knutsford.
What's it called? We'll shout it out.
The Rusty Shamrock.
The Rusty Shamrock.
Yeah, the Rusty Shamrock.
Sounds
in
like me
Knutsford.
bumhole.
It's in Knutsford. Yeah, we've got 3 years now. Myself, the Irish part of that is Shane from Boyzone.
That's so sick.
Yeah, right. So it's
How
myself
did
and
that
Shane.
happen?
Shano and me have been friends for 15 years, something like that. He's like my big brother, dude. He's done a lot for me. Like,
Yeah.
I love that guy. And when I was in that show in China, so I'd finished Fast and Furious, I'd gone off to do the show in China. And Boyzone were on their farewell tour. And I spoke to him, and they were doing Hong Kong, which was about an hour from where I was. So I went, right, I'll come and hang out for the night. And we were there, and I was like, China have asked me to re-sign my contract and stay out here, but I'm kind of done with it. I don't want to do it. And he said, well, look, I'm moving up to... So I'm from Brighton, or just near Gatwick Airport, and he lived down the same. He was moving up this way, because he's got some family up here. So he said, look, I'm moving up there, but I'm filming a car show. It's called My Dream Machine in Ellesmere Port. So he said, I'm going to film there. Do you want to be my co-host? I'll put you forward for it. So I went, yeah, sure, I'll give a go at hosting a show. And I'd never done that before. And I was shy, to be fair. Dude, I was on camera. I was like, oh, hello, everyone. But I actually loved it. So we came up and filmed that car show together.
Thanks, Mr. Shane.
yeah. Well, dude, I remember so many things, like interviewing people. And I'd run out of questions to ask like that. Like, I just couldn't think of stuff, and it was live.
Yeah.
And I'd just be like that. Look at him, help me. He's been on telly for 25 years, so he could style it out. But I was just like, I remember asking one guy, and I was like, so what was your first car? And he was like, Ford Fiesta. And I was expecting a little bit more back from that. And I was like, what was your second car? He's like, I don't know. And I was like, what colour was it? And I was just like,
What's
Shane,
your favourite gear to be in?
Bro, honestly, it was awful. But I loved that. That was a good little experience in my life. And while I was up here, we said, look, let's buy a bar. We've actually talked about it for a long time. So we found this place. Neither of us would have poured a pint in our life. And obviously, he doesn't get that involved from that side of it. But we said, let's buy a bar. So we bought an Irish bar. And I never went home. He never went home. It's dangerous, though. It's great.
I can imagine.
It's dangerous.
Having your own bar can be a slippery slope.
Normally, I would stop drinking because you get kicked out or you've run out of money. And then if you
can't get it out because you own it, and then you don't have to buy it because you own it.
Yeah, it's dangerous. So you'd be in there dribbling mess. You boys have got to come over. It's great.
That'd have been a good name for the bar. The dribbling mess. That'd have been a fucking great name for the bar.
That's actually a great name. We'll do a night out down there, boys. You've got to come down with us.
100%. Before we get down there, it'd be sick.
100% beers are on me, boys. Come on down. We'll have a right sesh.
Do you know what I'd like to do? Right, I've got an idea to run by you because I was thinking about it before. So we've got a Patreon.
Yep.
Which is it's like a paywall.
I know
we
it.
do.
Yep.
And we've struggled for ideas for content to put on the Patreon other than just episodes of the podcast that are exclusive to the Patreon. Now, obviously we don't know how accessible it would be, but would it be possible to get either in a field or on a track with you in a car in the passenger seat, and we put GoPros in the car to capture us. We record the car, and you fucking rag the car out.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I do. It's difficult because, do you know what? It's so limited. This is one of the weird things with that whole industry. So limited now where you can do stuff like that. Honestly, even racetracks.
And your dad's still in the field.
The trouble is, it's down south.
Shit.
Yeah, we're 5 hours away from there, so...
If we set off now, we'll get there.
We'll get down there by 9 o'clock, it'll be grand. But we can, 100% we can do something, of course.
Sick.
And listen, we'll do a thing, what about one of your Patreons, they're just thrown out there, gets a fucking session down at the bar. We'll do some beers. They get to come down, drink with you boys.
Done.
I'll be there. Poor bastards who get to drink with me as well. The beers around.
I love
so
it.
we'll pick someone at random or something and they come down for a few
We'll
beers
do
or
that.
something down
But
there.
look, if you want to, do you know what? That's a fucking sick idea, actually. To anybody who's watching, who's not on the Patreon, if ever there's been an incentive to join the Patreon, do you want to come for a drink with me and Gary and
I'm in.
Nathan?
Yeah,
in Knutsford?
sorry about that. Everyone's got, no, you and Gary are right. I don't have to be there if you don't want it, it's all right.
And this peasant will just use his bar.
He'll give you the lift, but you'll arrive sideways
I'll
into
come
the
pick
bar.
you up and drop you off, it'll be grand.
But fucking yeah, that sounds like a
Yeah, if
sick
you boys up
idea.
for that, I'm up for that. Listen, a night on the piss, who's not up for that? Listen,
Done.
I'm made for that shit.
Done.
Yeah, I found that car. Look, that's the car they've got, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
That's the car
That's
they've got,
sick.
right? And then inside is let's see if I can find.
So you got the screens and everything inside it.
In the boot, apparently.
No,
you're
so,
taking-
so the driver's seat's got screens, and then there's a boot. People can watch you from the boot driving.
That's
so,
cool.
I need to just find the pictures fucking from this inside. Yeah, so look. So that's the person sitting inside, and there's screens either side. Yeah.
That's sick.
Oh, where's the boot?
Oh, dude, we got to go over there and have a go at that.
Oh, that'd be
100%.
cool. You can rent it as well,
100%.
and they drop it off to your venue. Yeah, there's a video. There's a website here. Here we go with some pictures. So look, so that's the car in its glory, and so that's the
so
boot.
cool.
That's the boot for everyone to watch you driving, and then that's your setup.
Oh, dude, we'll speak to them. I'll set a stick time on it.
Sick.
And then one of your
Sick.
Patreons, if they beat me, they get a night on the beers at my place. So say,
Done.
should we do that?
Absolutely done.
We'll do that. So if they sign up to your thing, we'll do that.
Will Shane from Boys Won't be there?
I'll try. Yeah, I can never answer for him, but I'll try my best. Yeah. It's yeah, of course.
And
man.
then we'll do the end of
boys
the
are
show
down there a
with
bit.
them and sing out.
That'd be fucking sick.
Oh, we'll make a thing of it for sure. Yeah, but I can never answer him because he's always somewhere random doing
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
You never know which
Let's
channel.
do
I don't
baby
see him from
steps.
week to week.
There's fucking longevity in this. There's so
Oh,
many things we can do.
100%.
We'll have the crack for sure. It's
100%.
cars and booze, right? There's going to be
That
it
is
main-
a very.
And then
Is it mainly
reversing
lads?
down the M6 like that.
Do you know? Go on.
No, I was going to say it's mainly for the lads, this stuff, but I don't know if there's anything for the ladies that will interest the ladies. But hey, listen, they
Fuck
might be
the
into
ladies.
cars.
The cars need cleaning.
Wow, this is going down.
I'm just kidding. I can't even drive. I don't know why I'm trying to get.
Can you not?
I'm trying to show off because you're here. I can't even fucking drive.
I wouldn't let me be.
Don't worry, I'm no good either.
I'll be cleaning it with a bra and I'll be in a bikini cleaning the car outside.
Yeah,
I'll
I've
be
got
fucking
massive
drive.
tits. I'll be rubbing me tits all over against me.
Jesus, I might sign up to this myself.
Do you know what I did see actually in defence of electric cars? It was a video. It was in America, obviously. There's a fella driving down the
To a
motorway.
school, dead quietly to shoot them all.
No, well, that was the second video I was seeing. Do you know what? It worked. They treat the silence of the electric car really caught the kids off guard. But there was a fella. He's driving down the motorway or the highway in America, whatever you want to call it.
Freeway.
And he's videoing the car, sort of like and the car's a Tesla.
And they're asleep.
Oh, the dude's asleep.
No, he's not asleep.
Shag
He's
him.
got it in autopilot.
He's getting a chew.
And there's birds in the car sucking his dick. Well, and he's not even driving. He's just sitting.
Oh, I might
chilling.
get one after all.
I know. See if you can leash one of them.
Is it my bird will leave me after this? I'll just have to have a bash.
Yeah, mate,
But have you ever seen of like any of the instances where people have had massive crashes or accidents and like blame the company? So there was a woman in America, right, who had this RV and was driving it, and cruise control in the RV was called autopilot. Right. So she put it into autopilot, got out of the driver's seat to make a cup of tea, and fucking smashed the RV to bits, right? Oh, no. And she tried to sue the company going, well, I put it into autopilot. They're like, that's just cruise control. You dickhead doesn't drive the car for you.
It makes me laugh because there's got to be an element of natural selection. Like, dude, surely if it goes to court, it annoys me with the legal system. Surely the judge has got to go, you're a fucking
You're
idiot.
a fucking dickhead. You're driving a
Yeah.
massive piece of metal and you went to make a brew. You deserve to die.
Like,
You're
it's
fucking
ridiculous.
dickhead.
100%. Do you know, I crashed one of my mum's cars years ago, right? Does
she know?
she was in the car. It was her fault because she's the worst driver instructor ever, right? Ever. So we were going to my nan's, and where my nan,
handbrake turning.
I was trying to J-turn, and it just killed me mother. So fucking, we were going to my nan's, and where my nan lives, you've got to go down like a little lane to get there. It's off all the main roads and that.
It is weird where your nan lives. I didn't expect it to be there.
It's mad.
Yeah. It's like Narnia.
And Narnia.
Oh, that was quick.
There you go.
That's why you get the big bucks.
And So we get halfway down the lane, and it's always quiet going down the lane, and if there is another car, it's always an old person coming off the estate, so it's like they're always going at like 3 miles an hour anyway. There's no danger to anybody, apart from me and my mum, when I'm in the car. And it was a Jaguar, it was either an X-Type or an F-Type. Lovely car, like really nice, good, and this is going back, was it an XF or an X? It was one of them.
XJX.
And like really nice car as well. So she pulls it over, she goes, do you want to have a go driving the rest of the way to your nan? It was literally 2 or 3 minutes for my nan's front door, right? So the chances of something happening was so slim, right? In the distance I had to go. So we get out, we swap seats, I put my fucking can of Pepsi in the cup holder and everything. I'm like, right, okay, I'm ready for this. And my heart's beating. I've never driven a car before and my heart's like that going and going.
So this is the first time you've driven it?
Well, okay, to tell a lie. So when I was a kid, because my dad always had the Land Rovers, we used to go off-roading in Wales and stuff like that, and my dad had let me have a go. So I knew what to do there. You had diff lock and fucking helping you and shit like that, so it was a little bit easier. But I'd never actually had to like drive a car normally with like regulations and shit like that. So I get in the car, and my mum's, the car's in neutral, and she's like, right, what you want to do, you just want to slowly lift your foot off the clutch, and the car will start to roll forward, then you just gently put it in gear, and then you put your foot on the accelerator, the car will start going, and I was like, seems easy enough. And I was like, okay, nice.
Where's the gun?
So this dickhead rolls past in an Evo.
Door wide open.
Stalls next to you.
So I'm like that, I'm like, right, okay. I'm like, okay, cool. And my hands are fucking sweating, my heart in my chest like that. And I'm like, right, and I've just took my foot off the clutch too quick, and the car just went fuck off, and it's gone through this little mesh fence, hit a tree, boom, cracked all the front bumper and everything. We've got to me nan's, my mum's like, get out the fucking car. I was like, we both lost something, mum, my can of Pepsi's gone everywhere here. So now I was like, let's
It's all about you, mum.
Yeah, all right, mum, you know, I need a new drink now. I'm parched after the stress of this situation. We fucking got to me nan's, there was all twigs and leaves coming out the grill and the cracks in the bumper, and I absolutely fucked it. It was horrible.
Sparrow and everything living
But
in there.
I done it years before with one of my dad's work vans. So I wasn't driving this, which I still managed to crash a car that I wasn't even driving. So yeah, I swear down. So my mum used to work in a vet, which she still does, but a different one. And the path for it was only a really small like vet practice. It wasn't huge, and the path was like a driveway. It was on like a little slant like that. And in the waiting room, I was only a kid as well. I think I was like 10 maybe. And in the reception area of the vet, they had one of those machines where you put like the 20p in and you twist it and you get like 7 jelly beans that are just come out in your hand and you taste it all metally and shit like that. So I was going on to my dad. I was like, Dad, I want some sweet. And I wouldn't get off his back. And my dad was like, right, look, do us a favour, go in the van, which was parked on the little hill. He went, no, there's a pocket with change in it. So go and get it. Go and get the change. You can get some sweets. I went, sad. So I goes in the van and I'm looking around for this pocket everywhere. Couldn't find it. And then I see this little thing that looks like a drawer that you pull out with the letter P on it. So in my head, I went. In my head, I went.
Handbrake release thing. It's Merc.
In my head, it was a Vito. So in my head, I went, P for pocket.
P for pocket.
I was like, I love that. That's me in my head. I was like, you pull that out. There's the change. So I pulled it. And then the van started going.
Oh, dude, that's brilliant.
I was going, no. So I'm in the... I jumped out the van. I'm going, Dad! Like that. Lucky enough, right, and it was on quite a busy road. Lucky enough, there's no fucking cars coming either. The van's rolled off the hill, picks up a nice enough bit of pace to go across the road and just went through some old woman's front wall. So this woman had half a Vito in a fucking front garden. And all because I wanted jelly beans.
Oh, mate, P for pocket is the best thing. You ever seen that? There's a clip that goes around and there's a bloke rings up, one of like BMW. And he goes, and he's South Africa goes, there's a problem with my car. He goes, I put it in D for daytime, and it's fine. He goes, but it doesn't work at night. I put it in N for nighttime, and it doesn't work. And he goes, and then I was at the lights. Someone wanted to race me. I put it on, and I fucked off backwards. After race, I was like, this is brilliant. And they're crying, dude. They're like service team are crying with laughter.
That's so funny, you know.
I love that shit, man.
When I did my driving test, right, I failed my first test within 3 minutes, right? It weren't even my fault. It was, but it wasn't. So we come out to the centre and we turned into the first road and go, right, we're going to do reverse around the corner. I was like, sound. So I start reversing around the corner and this woman's with a pram approaches the road. So I like stops and like looks and you're not allowed to wave anyone on. So I stopped and I was like waiting for her and she wouldn't cross. And then she got back on the path and I was like, oh, come on, love. So I started reversing again and she kind of like went off the path again. So I stopped again. And we were just there, a little Mexican standoff, me and this woman with this pram. And I was like, fucking move. I'm on my test here. Move. And I thought, fucking, I'm going for it. So I just started reversing. She just started running. So the instructor slammed on. So that's why I failed my test. Fucking slag, I hate it.
I can top yours.
But my second test, right, so I was on the way there in the morning. I booked there like a 9 o'clock in the morning test. And as I was driving there, my instructor goes to me, listen, he went, any instructor here, you'll be fine. You just don't want Steve. He went, Steve is the driving instructor that when you want to become a driving instructor, you've got to sit your test with him.
Oh, he's a little grass then.
He's a fucking knobhead. He went, he is.
Yeah.
He went, he's king
Steve
grass.
like
He went, he's a dickhead. You don't want him. And I went, sound, right. So fucking waiting there in the room like that. And this fella comes out and goes, Gary Island. When he went, oh, my name's Steve. And I just went, oh, you cunt. And the driving centre, right, it was a building here with a row of cars parked there, and a fence onto the road. The cars parked facing forward in the middle bay here. There's the building, there's the fence, and he gets me to the car, asks me to read the reg plate over the road, asks me a few questions, gets in the car and he goes, take your first left, please. So I just went like that. I just faced the building. And he went,
Oh, bro, that's brilliant.
He went, what are you doing? I went, you said, take your first left.
Doing?
He went, I mean, out the gate. And I went, I took my first left. He went, where are you going to go from here? I went, don't know, reverse park. And he went, start again, lad. And I was like, I failed even faster. I passed in the end. He let me off
Dude,
it.
that's genius.
But I was like, you dickhead.
Just literally turn left immediately.
I just faced the building.
I mean,
Went, where are you going to go from here?
Your first available left, though, isn't it? That's his fault for not specifying.
Out
you've
the
got a
gate,
point.
go left,
You've
you should take a
got
left.
grounds to argue.
Yeah.
I got banned before I even passed my test. I was banned for a year before I even passed my
Yeah,
test.
to be fair, I don't think you should have been driving at 6 anyway, so that's probably why.
I was like the short
Neglect
version of
there
this.
somewhere, isn't he? Playing the
Yeah,
parents.
I feel bad because I'm ruining. Like I've done a lot of films and shows and stuff, which I haven't really touched on that much. But I think this is a way better story.
Go on.
I swear to God, this is true, right? So me and some friends went near my dad's house is like some downs, like big hills. Went walking on there, was up there, and about 8 of us, and we came across this quarry. So we went in the quarry, we were pissing around. My mate was a mechanic and he hot-wired this 7.5-ton sweeper lorry. So I jumped in, bombing around in this lorry, and all my mates were at the top of this hill. So I'm bombing up this hill, and they were going, run, run, and disappeared. And I was like, what the fuck? So I jump out, and as my feet touch the ground, they leave again. Right? And this bloke is fucking grabbed hold of me and going mad. And basically, the people that own the place have turned up, and this dude is going, ape shit. And I'm like here's
You're like,
where
it's
I
okay, I've met Vin Diesel, it's fine.
yeah. So this turned into a illustrious career after this, but this bloke beat the piss out of me.
Hi, Mr. Quarry.
But the worst was, this is how much of a pussy I am. I swear to God, like he was grabbed on me and he was squeezing my head off. And I remember trying to hit him, I couldn't get him off. And I remember grabbed his other arm, and the whole fight stopped for a minute, and it was a piece of plastic. And he had one arm, right? And I swear to God, I got the shit beaten out of me by a one-armed man. Oh, no. So I knew at that point, probably not going to have much of a fighting career. I'd better stick with the driving, right? This bloke punched fuck out of me with one arm and a piece of plastic, right? And I was like, oh shit. The next minute...
Imagine trying to armbar him and it comes off, you go, fuck off, oh my God!
All my mates have pegged it. The next minute, he throws me in the back of a transit van.
He pegged you with his arm.
At least we both got something out. And he goes, the next minute, the door opens in the van. I'd been in there about 20 minutes. I was like, oh my God, I've been captured by the pie keys. And then about 20 minutes later, the door opens. There's a copper standing there. And he was like, did you drive that lorry? And I was like, yeah. He goes, right, you're under arrest for aggravated theft of a motor vehicle. Oh, no. And I got a year's ban.
And for assaulting a disabled man.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, look at me. I've just got the shit beaten out of me. Is this not fair? Like, is this not even? And like, no. So I got done for it as well.
Oh my God.
I hadn't even got
A license,
don't think I even got a provisional. I got
That's
banned for a year. I was like, how the fuck's that work?
We're talking about like fake arms and all that. Like, oh my God. Growing up, right? This lad we used to play footy with. I'm not going to mention names, right? But I'll just talk about it. And his ma was giving us a lift to footy one Sunday morning. So we made our way up to his house, right? And we goes in. And literally, as we're approaching the door, one of the lads I'm with was really good mate with him. Like, I just knew him from football. They were close mates. And he just went to me, right, before we go in, there's like 4 of us, before we go in, just to let you know, his ma's got a fake leg. Don't stare at it. And I was like, right,
Oh, no.
you can't say that.
Yeah,
Because now I'm going to stare.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? But no word of a lie, right? Oh my God, I went in, right? It didn't even resemble a leg and a foot, right? It was just a bit of 2x4 with a block on the bottom, right? Lad, it was just timber, a big L-shaped bit of timber, right? It didn't even have toes or nothing, right? And he said,
Didn't have toes?
Lad, he said, don't stare.
Toes. I love that that's a bit of wood, but it didn't even have toes.
If it had toes, look at the lens slide.
Lad,
It didn't have toes.
I swear, it was like I was in fucking B&Q looking at the wood on the rack, lad, I swear. And I'm going... He said, don't look. And I'm just and I'm like, she's driving us the footy. And she put one slipper on the foot.
No way.
And just had the wood on the floor.
She'd be fucked if she had a Flintstones car, wouldn't she?
Where's the thing right down? The stump's like this long by the time she gets out.
Oh my God.
That's fucking horrible.
It was horrendous.
Do you know, like, this is so much of a fucking idiot I am. Like, I sometimes think, I wonder why I don't drive. And then, because I've done maybe 10 driving lessons in my time, not including when I nearly killed my mother. I don't really count that one.
I don't
we tend not to touch on that around the dinner table. To be honest, but my first 2 driving lessons, I got off on the wrong foot in my driving instructor like you wouldn't fucking believe.
Just grabbed his dick straight away.
Change gear. And fucking... So, the first time I got in the car, now I didn't know that it was like even though it's like your test, I didn't know it was like an educational environment.
You want to throw the radio on and everything like that?
That's what I've done.
Stop it.
Right?
No, you never.
I got in the car. My first ever driving lesson. He picks me up. He drives around the corner and he goes, right, we're gonna swap now. You're gonna get in the driver's seat. I'll coach you. I'll coach you through. You'll be fine. So I was like, all right, sound. So I get to the driver's seat and I was nervous because it was my first lesson. So I was like, right, I need to at least not stall. So I thought, calm my nerves, bit of music. So I put the radio on and turned it up, and he just leaned over and went, he was like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm putting the radio on. He was like, how are you going to hear me telling you? I was like, oh, we'll just turn it down a bit. Then he was like, no. He's like, we cannot have the radio on.
I love that you're arguing with him as well.
Yeah.
Well, I'll put it
Listen,
down a
lad,
bit.
I'm driving here. I want a bit of Schmillionaire.
Like
You see me
he's the
roll
unreasonable one.
I'm putting classic FM on to try and wind down a little bit. You know what I mean? And then my second driving lesson ever, I forgot I had my driving lesson that morning. So I've got up, and I've got up about fucking... Because it was... Yeah. Again, you've got me fucking hooked. You've got me nailed on again, right? I got up about 9 o'clock, something like that. Cup of tea, joint in the garden. I'm like, nice. What a way to start my day. I was like, this is fucking lovely, this. About an hour later, I'm sitting on the couch like that, watching This Morning. It was before the whole Philip thing, so I was like, he seems a nice man. Just sitting there watching Stoners full cup of tea like that, dressing going on. Get the text off me driving. He's like, I'll be with you in 20. I was like, why? He was like, because you've got a lesson. I was like, oh shit. So I've had to get in the car.
Off your box.
No, I mean, I was stoned.
Yeah.
I could I thought I could function until I got behind the wheel of a fucking car, right? So I'm like driving at like 19 miles an hour in a 40, like that going. He was like, you can pick up faster. He was going, you can pick a bit of speed. I was like, just getting used to the roads. Just getting used to how they feel under the tyre. Like an hour's driving lesson took me an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah,
wow. It was fucking horrible.
Watch, if you can see it, I saw one the other day. It's Ozzy Osbourne, and they said about him driving, and he said he did some driving lessons, but he was off his nut. I think he was doing coke, and he was pissed and stuff. And he got out the car halfway through. He just got out of the car and walked off and went home, and then they came back or something, and they were like, where was he gone? And he'd just gone to bed or something. Like, he'd been on a sesh. But he literally was doing blast while he was driving around and stuff like that. And the bloke was like, listen, you can't drive. So he just gets out and walks off after two. He's like,
that's fucking...
Can't be bothered to drive me. Yeah, he's a
mad,
mentalist.
isn't he?
I love shit like that, mate.
It's just fucking mad. But yeah, I just think every now and again I'm like, right, you know what, I might try and book some driving lessons soon. And then I think about my very limited experience behind the wheel of a car, and I'm like, I don't think for other people's sake I should book driving lessons.
Put your pants down now on everything. Like insurance is through the roof, tax is through the roof.
It's
you're like, it's not. If you live in town, it's not worth your whole, is it? Just go.
At all. Well, one thing I do want to ask you, right?
Yeah,
because obviously your fucking career is stunt driving, and you're driving crazily all the time. Do you hate normal driving now?
No, do you know, I think it's the other way around, right? So I don't mind, like people go, like, oh, do you drive like a lunatic on the road? And it's the complete opposite, because I've had my kicks.
Like that in Tesco.
I've never bothered really.
Like that wallet. Get out with
Because I've
wooden
done
leg.
it all. So it's you know, and I tell you, it's exactly the same as I bet, you know, everyone goes, yeah, but I bet you just crack jokes all the time. It's like, no, it's my job. I do
But the thing with us, I hate when people go, tell us a joke, lad.
Yeah.
Does anyone ever go, I'm break turn it, lad?
all the time. Yeah,
Really?
The thing is, mine is so you obviously got to have a car there and stuff like that. I tell you, the only time you get that generally from my end is if someone's being a bit of a dick to you. Like, you know, there's always someone go, oh, you're in a pub or something.
wants
Someone
a
go,
little,
he's a stunt driver, and he goes, go on then, do a handbrake turn.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, with no car here. Like, you know, so you get that. But
Lad.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, I can't even do it in a real car. I get that sort of shit now and again.
Lance Stroll can't even drift, lad, it's all right.
But it's that same thing. Everyone thinks, from a dude's point of view, especially if someone's a bit of a knob to you, they're all like, listen, I can drive.
Yeah.
And you go, listen, I'm sure you can.
I've got a
The only
license.
difference is I have to be on point. And that's, you know.
Yeah.
And the same as, you know, people go, oh, I can tell jokes. Okay, but put a routine together.
Yeah.
And stand in front of people and then know what happens when
Yeah.
someone
Yeah.
goes, this is shit. And you go, you lose your ass, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Right? So that's when you go, that's why you're worth the money. That's why you booked
Yeah.
you. That's
why I get paid considerably more than you.
Have you got anything coming up, or are you allowed to
Yeah, I've
say?
been doing
or?
I've been doing quite a bit for a company called DriveTac, which is the short version of that is to get generally on set a stunt man or a stunt performer. It will be part of the British Stunt Register, and they have to have 6 different disciplines. So that'll be horse riding, gymnastics, martial arts, etc. Driving they've just decided to up the level of driving because it can be one of the most dangerous things you can mess up on set. Because if you get it wrong, you're knocking over very expensive camera equipment or people. So I'm now kind of got granddad rights. I've been asked to come in and teach that, to get them to do a course to go through that. So doing that, I've got a few bits. What I've been doing now. So that I've got a few adverts in lined up. Nothing huge movie-wise. Like I've done bits that I haven't touched on, like Batgirl. And I filmed not that long ago Sam Smith and Calvin Harris music video. That was pretty cool.
Oh, shit, were you filming that?
Yeah, the one, if you've
Where
seen
they
it.
wear the proper gay racing suits in the video,
Yeah. No comment on that. That was only filmed in Wigan. I filmed that in Wigan.
Stop it.
Yeah, they filmed
Calvin
that in
Harris
Wigan.
was in Wigan.
They weren't on set when I did it.
Okay.
So it was cut together like they were, but they weren't on set.
They're an
when we
IB
did
for
it.
and
Yeah,
you're
to
in
be
an
fair,
IKEA
if I was
car park.
Calvin Harris, I'd be absolutely refusing to go to Wigan.
It was. The only good thing for me is I'm still a tourist up
Instead
here.
of
right?
having cones, he had pies on the floor.
Just had prams.
They went. The dude says, "Listen, you're available for this gig." I said, "Yep, cool." And then he said, "It's do you need a hotel and stuff?" And I said, "What's the location?" And he sent me the postcode. It's like 25 minutes from where I live. I was like, "No, it'll be grand." It's the closest job I've ever had
cool.
with that. So I was like, "Sweet, I love Wigan for this."
Yeah,
It was
lovely.
is that their I think it's the football stadium or rugby stadium,
DW
whatever. It's
or
a
whatever,
big stadium thing there.
changes
It was
there.
there.
Where's your favourite place you've travelled to with work? Like, is there somewhere where you think you could imagine yourself going back and staying for a bit?
I'll be honest with you, not a clue. I tell you what I thought was very cool. We filmed Batgirl in Glasgow. It's a bit random, I know, because it looks like Gotham City, so they do a lot of that. And I thought,
I love Glasgow,
as a
it's a boss
city, I
city.
thought that was cool. It was proper cold because it was all night shoots.
Yeah.
But that was cool.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It was a very cool thing because there was a lot of action in that. There's still hasn't come out that. But there was a lot, you know, like fire truck hooning through the middle of town with flames coming up.
Yeah.
So it's very action-packed. So that was a very cool one. In terms of places, I'll be honest with you, most of the time, it's a gig. You go, you don't see anything. It's
You're
a
there
hotel, it's
working and then
arena,
you're off to
whatever.
the next place.
Yeah, you don't give a bollocks where it is. You're like, oh, where? Okay, cool. In terms of gigs like that, though, that Fast and Furious Live, that was by far the best gig. If I could ever have my time again to do anything like that, that would be the best. That was by far the best. Because that you're traveling every week, you're doing something. Like one of the coolest gigs is with a brand that everyone knows,
Yeah,
so
it's
it's got
huge,
like a good notoriety. So that kind of propelled my career. No one gave a shit
100%.
before. Once I got that, because no one gave a shit. No one's, I had 20 years of doing it in wet airfields, teaching people stunts and stuff. After that, then it was, listen, you want to come work with Tom Cruise? So
It's a different level, innit?
Yeah.
that propelled it.
Could you ever or would you ever branch off and do something slightly different, but around cars, like maybe car journalism, where you go and test cars and fucking rag the arse out of them and then write a fucking blog on it or whatever? Is there anything like that you'd ever do? Or?
Truth is, I'm really like I'm pretty much like a poster child for ADHD. I can't be asked to write stuff and things like that. I love doing the driving.
Yeah.
I have much more fun jumping on something like this, coming and chatting to people about and stuff.
Yeah.
If you said to me, go and do, do a write up on this car, I couldn't be bothered with. If someone said to me, listen, we've got a day's filming, can you do a review on this car? I'll go
That's
do
fine,
it.
Yeah.
but
But I
you've got
couldn't
to
be
try and
bothered to-
articulate it in the right manner for people. You're not asked,
I couldn't be bothered to go and do that, set up a channel to do it, for no one to give a shit.
Yeah.
And then it will hurt my ego.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, oh, what am I doing? I couldn't do anything. The trouble is there's a lot of that out as well.
Yeah.
And there's people that do it way better than I could. They may not even be car heads. But there's people that are out there. In fact, I see them all the time.
Yeah.
And they've got a big following for doing it and stuff. So I'd just be competing with that.
Yeah.
And the one thing I did, I thought would be a cool thing to do that I never really see anyone doing, is actually to teach stunts on that, car stunts. Because you see a lot of people maybe giving tuition around the racing track and stuff. You can see a lot of videos, but no one says, right, this is how to do a handbrake turn properly. This,
Yeah.
But I think the only thing that ever stopped me, one, is basically I'm a lazy bastard. And two, I thought it's very limited. Once you've taught that, where do I go? So if I buy camera equipment and stuff and say, right, here's how to do a handbrake turn, here's how to do a J-turn, here's how to do a donut.
Yeah.
You just then repeating that with different people.
That's it. I've got to try and find some sort of content. Now I thought,
Yeah.
And
It
I'm
is
not
hard
clever
then.
enough for that.
Yeah.
I'm easier. Just give me a car, tell me what you want done in it, and that's it. I'm very old school like that. Or thick, whatever the word is you want to use.
Is there anything in your career that you'd like to go back and change?
The Mitsubishi.
Yeah, get Nick driving that. Jude, I'd tell you what I would do, given the time again. I think I would kind of put myself out there a lot more than I ever did.
Really?
I think I was very much, like still to this day, I don't have an IMDb page. You get credits in films and stuff, whereas a lot of people will capitalise on that.
Yeah.
And they haven't done nearly as much stuff as I have, but you'll think they've done more.
Yeah.
I've never bothered because I just go and do the gig. I like the driving and I go and do that. I never do the follow-up.
Money in me bank, nice one, see you later.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm not interested. And then equally, I can be a bit of a media whore. Go, oh, cool. Listen, I love your podcast. Let me jump on that.
Yeah.
But I won't. I can't be bothered to set up an IMDb
It's
page,
not weird,
a
though, is
website
it?
for myself. I
Yeah.
can't be bothered to do all that.
Yeah.
I just go, oh, cool. I'll jump on and do like a bit here or so. Yeah. So I'd have probably pushed myself out. Maybe done that. But in terms of actual driving stuff, no. One thing I would love to do that I've never done is drive Goodwood Hill Climb, the Festival of Speed. I've never actually done that.
Is that when they go up and it's pretty much like vertical?
No, it's Goodwood is so a hill climb. It's basically just a single lane track. It's like a race from point A to point B.
Okay.
And Goodwood is like the most famous. You see it. They send anything goes up from a Formula One car to a rally car and they do it on all these different cars. They do it a weekend. It's called the Festival of Speed.
Sick.
And you'll see everything going up this hill. New cars will go up. You guys will probably be launching the new Jag thing there and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a very notorious race, if you like, but it's more like just hooning cars up there. And there's, I don't know, there's probably 500,000 people go to it over the weekend. It's big. And I've always liked to do that because it's quite a historic thing to have done. I thought that would be a cool one to do, which I've never actually had the chance to do. It's just, I actually, that's a lie. I very much had the chance to do it. So when I was signed to Universal,
What a sentence that is, by the way, when I was signed to Universal.
it sounds better than it is. They're like, who?
When I was in the shadows.
There was a car, I think it's in Fast and Furious 7, it's called the Lycan Hypersport. It's made out in the United Arab, what do you call that?
The UAE.
Out Dubai way. It's I think the car's 4 million quid or 7 million quid.
What's it called?
It's called a Lycan Hypersport.
Lycan.
Is that LYCAN?
Lykan, I think.
Okay.
It was one of the things. It's got diamonds in the headlights, and basically the thing was Paul Walker jumped it from one building to another. Is in the movie.
Like that one?
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks a bit like a Lambo and a McLaren sort of
It
together.
looks like a dwarf Lamborghini.
Yeah. The truth is, it's a mega bit of kit, but it's got like instead of where your radio.
It can stay a megabit of kit for 3.4 million.
Yeah, they're 3.4. Right, so they had those there and they invited us because it's known for being in Fast and Furious. That's where it originally got its name out there. There's not many built. They had those on the stand at Goodwood and we were there as guests and people would come along to say hello to you and stuff like that. So we were doing stuff like that. And the owner was there of Lycan and he goes, we have some slots to drive it up the hill. Do you want to drive it? So I went, fuck yeah, this has always been a dream to drive up there and I get to do it in this. This would be really cool. And he said, have you got an MSA license, like a Motorsport Association license? And I said, I don't, no, because I don't really race, right? So I don't need one. So he said, I'm supposed to have one. So I've got some friends that are drifters, professional drifters. So I went over and said, have you got an MSA license? He said, no, if you drift, doesn't matter. We don't need one because drifting's not making a... So I said, well, listen, I'll drift the bastard up there then. I was going to do it, and then I had this vision of this car's £3.5 million, £4 million. I think they were supposed to be 7 at the
You're
time.
going to
So
drift
they
off
went,
the edge.
if I mess this up, I can't afford the wheel nuts on the thing.
Yeah.
And I'm going, I'll just send it up there.
And they've got no license, so you can't even claim under insurance.
So they'll go, you're done. And do you know what? There's a bit of me that goes, who gives a shit? Chase me. What are you going to get out there?
Yeah.
But then I was like,
I
because
got
I'm
to see
signed
this
to...
car's faster than you.
Yeah, but I'm assigned to
grab
Universal.
your
So I'm
fake arm, you dickhead.
and I'm there through that, so I'll lose my gig.
Yeah.
So I went, it was one of the only moments in my life where I've gone, I'm going to be a bit sensible here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I didn't drive. So that was my chance to drive up
It's heavy, that though.
How long have we recorded for, Jack? 1:23. Right, I'm going to ask you one more question.
Of course, buddy, yeah, of course.
Because I've been dying to ask
No,
this.
go for it.
In your whole career,
Yep.
start to finish, so all the way from the field in the Fiat
Yes, sir.
to right now, what is the craziest stunt you have ever done?
Oh, jeez. Truth is, I don't know off the top of my head. Something will come to me when I leave here. Although I can tell you, I've had the request for the craziest stunt very recently.
Okay.
I got a message from some dude on Instagram, and I swear to God this is true. Right?
Come wheel spin on me cock, lad.
I went, he goes, would you jump over me in a car? And I looked at his thing, and he had like 300,000 people and stuff, and I was just like, all right. But I didn't really pay much attention. I was out with my girlfriend at the time. And I went, yeah, of course, what's the story? What are you thinking? Got this thing back, and he goes, where are you based? So I said, in the UK today. He said, I'm in Canada. Looked at his page, and there's a midget. And I was like, oh my God, this is cool as fuck.
At least I haven't got to jump high.
You just stand next to the curb, lad, and I'll just drive off the curb. It's sound.
I was like, I could do this. But I was
I
like,
can do this in that fucking quarry lorry.
that's the maddest one that I've ever been asked about or anything. Because normally, listen, it's, it might be something with firearm or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, the truth is I can't think of something. Something will come to me. But getting a
to be
meeting
fair,
ring
right?
and saying, dude, can you do it? And he's coming to the UK. He goes, I'm going to be over and I really want you to do it. So I don't know anymore.
I think it's sound. I think it's going to be funny, and I think it's safe because they're very dense. So even if you hit him, he'll survive.
Yeah, you probably fucking write the car off.
Have you ever seen that picture of the German engineering versus Chinese engineering?
No.
And it's a German pedal bike is being hit by a Chinese car, and the bumper's all dented around the bike wheel. That's so funny.
Do you know, my beautiful thing was I thought, like I said earlier, I'm a lazy bastard, so I thought if I do hit him, at least I haven't got to dig such a hole to get rid of him.
Just put him in the glovey. He's so put him in the FIFA pocket.
yeah, I love that. Oh, man, that's brilliant.
Before we go, we've just been talking about
Yeah,
the price of cars, right? Something sparked my mind to a girl that I didn't realise this. You know, Bugatti.
Yeah.
Yep.
They lose roughly $6 million on every Veyron they sell because the car costs more than they sell it for to make.
Okay, but there's two things. I don't know if that's true.
Have you driven a
And
Veyron?
I'll tell you why. No, I haven't. I'd love to. That's one of the things I would like to. But I heard about that, and then I heard, but that's them not taking in. That's not the cost of the. It doesn't cost that $6 million extra to build. If you take into research and development and all that
Yeah,
sort of
that's
cost.
what it is overall.
So I think, but listen, I might be wrong, but I have heard that before. But someone went, that's bollocks.
Surely to God, it's bollocks because there's no business out there who would fucking lose $6 million.
It's like my bike. You go, listen, it costs us 100 grand to do it. I lose, I only get a $5 for a pint. I lose 99,000
fuck that.
every pint you sell. But so I don't know if it's the truth.
That
on
has got to be bullshit.
But,
Yeah.
But listen, I might be true, but I'd love to. That is one car I'd love to drive. Can't say
Yeah.
I've one. Yeah, mega bit of kit.
Hey, would you say because that is another thing I wanted to ask you? Is there a car you've not driven that you'd fucking love to?
But a Chiron, Veyron, one of them Bugattis.
Yeah,
I just think it's a massive piece of engineering. Like, it's cool. It's a proper engine.
It's more than a car, that is, you know what I mean?
And something that's that fast. Like, that must be incredible. 'Cause
Yeah.
I've personally never topped 200 miles an hour. I've done 192 or something
What's
like
the G-force like when you're driving that fast? Is there much or?
You don't, because it's dead straight. You don't feel nothing apart from what I found is it's quite weird sensory, like how things speed up, slow down, your vision of stuff like that. It's quite a weird feeling, and I've got to be honest. I'm not a racing driver, right? So I do stunts. Excuse me. So I'm not that keen on out and out. But I'd like to break 200. But I don't really like doing it. So if I do now, if I'm doing 150 or something, I'll start thinking, well, listen, you get a blowout now, you're in big trouble. Because there's not a lot you can do once it's, so I think speeds, but it's done into it, but something like a V1 do 259, 300 mile an hour, I think. Jeez. But it's to get into that, it's just phenomenal. I think that would be incredible to drive.
Do you know what? I think that's
reckon I'll do what you did in your mum's car. I'd send it straight through a bush somewhere.
Just don't put the radio on.
One more thing, I promise, right? Is there any, urban myths? So, when people are driving and they go if you start spinning out, fucking turn into it or turn the other way, is there anything that people do wrong on a fucking daily that you'd say fix,
Nah, so much is the truth of it. What I've generally found is we work with kids doing driving stuff like rally before. Kids are good because they have no preconceived,
perception of what you've got to do.
So they can tend to do what's right. So if the car starts to skid, they point the front wheels. The rule is right. So the car starts to slide. Point the front wheels of the car where you want it to go. Yeah. If it's a rear wheel drive car, generally, if you put power on and it starts to slide, you need to lift off. Yeah. Most people keep the power on, which is why you see it do a big tank slapper and crash. Yeah. But you think, how did they crash over there? Front wheel drive, generally, if it's lost and it's gone like that, you in the back seat, you want to point the front wheels and give it a bit of power. Drive it to where you want. But point the front wheels of the car where you want it to go is general rule. Whether people do that too much or not enough and then straighten up at the right time is the art of doing it. There's no real sort of myths that I've come across, but it's seat time as well as the thing. Most people have never, they've been driving for 20 years on the road. Never skidded in a car, never driven in the snow, never, you can pass your test now, never driven in the wet, never driven in the dark, never driven on a motorway. You go, how? And now you're allowed in this big metal box that runs on flammable liquid. But it's all 200 miles an hour.
It's got pockets everywhere.
But it's also fight or flight, though, innit? All your inhibitions go out the fucking window. Because I remember when we were younger, when I first passed my test, I was 17. We used to do silly things all the time. We used to play a game called Chinese Fire Drill, right? So we'd park at the lights. And we'd have to get out. We'd have parked the lights. And we'd all have to get out and just do laps of the car before the lights changed and get back in, right? Silly. And then this one time, right, we were over in the Wirral somewhere. It was windy roads at night, right? So we were driving. And for some reason, I just went, look, no keys. And took the keys out and turned the engine off, right? So the power steering stopped and everything. And it locks. So when the steering locks, right, all you have to do is, the key won't turn once the steering's locked. What you've got to do is just pull the steering wheel down a little bit and it releases. When you're doing 40 mile an hour towards trees, that little move goes out of your fucking head. And I'm just going, The four lads in the car are all crying, going, Gary, these trees are getting closer. I'm not stopping. I've got the handbrake up and everything, right? The left handbrake like that. And I'm like, and eventually, just panicking, I opened it, I fucking got it off, and I was like, oh my God, I shit my cat.
I stacked a car down a country lane. It was a car that we're using for a bit of filming stuff. And if you turn left, it goes right. If you turn right, it goes left.
That's good.
And I was all right in it without thinking. And I just went a little bit too close to the bush and without thinking, steered away from it and fucked off through the bushes.
Oh, my God.
But exactly that. I was like, ah! And the trouble is, as soon as it don't, you go, fuck, and it goes that way. Yeah. You pull even more on it, so you just go, oh, it's hell. But yeah, I just fucked off through these bushes. I was like, oh, this is a hole through these bushes. You try, I'm like, and obviously you'd get nicked driving it on the road as well.
Pepsi everywhere.
I was going to say, Pepsi went everywhere.
Oh, well, look, Nathan, we're going to wrap it up there because we've got another episode to record for next week because I'm away. But listen, honestly, thank you so much for coming down.
Listen, boys, thank you for having me. It's been a real blast.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for coming
down. Big fan of yours, so thanks for having me on.
And listen, it's been an absolute pleasure having you in the studio. Before we do sign off, if you want to plug any of your social media so people can come and find you, if they want to check out more of your stuff.
Instagram is where I post anything. So Nathan Gerhold Official. So I know it's NathanGerhold Official.
Put it on the screen. There you go.
There you go. But that's me if anyone wants to get in touch and ask anything like that. And we'll work on doing these things, getting some Patreon.
Yes, 100%.
Let's do that because I'm in for that. We'll set a stick time on your man's car thing.
Let's do it.
Let's have some fun.
Let's do it. I love it.
Thanks for having me,
so much. Everybody at home who's been watching or listening, thank you. As always, we appreciate you coming back and seeing us every single week. And we love seeing you as well because we watch you when you're asleep. Thank you as always. We'll see you next week. We love you. Bye.